What's up, everybody? Welcome back to this week's episode of Sweet and Savory Barbecue. I'm your host, Jamie Trader. We're going to be doing pork chops on the Weber Kettle. We're going to grill up some pineapple to go with it. It's going to be great. So to turn this pork loin into the chops, all we're going to do is, if it's got a fat cap on it, just trim that fat cap off. Just do real shallow cuts if you don't want to go down into that lean meat. And get a flap going. You just want to do that till you get all that fat cap off. That's a barrier for our seasonings, and it's not going to let the marinade we're going to put on this pork loin get into the meat. Now that we've got this pork loin all cleaned up, we're going to cut it into these chops. It's really easy to do. You're going to take about 4 fingers. Now if you have bigger hands, obviously maybe 3 fingers would be good. And we're going to get about 3 out of this particular pork loin. Next thing we're going to do is butterfly them out. So you're just going to cut down the middle, not all the way through, and just keep cutting, and they'll kind of lay flat. It's going to give us a nice thick pork chop to grill, and we're going to do that with the rest of these. Cut it right down the middle, start folding it, again not all the way through, not looking to cut them in half. So just be real shallow with your cuts, take your time. This one's going to be a little bit smaller than the others, that's okay. And just like that, they're going to be ready for our marinade. Now for our marinade, we've got some pineapple juice, some salt, some pepper, some brown sugar, and a little bit of soy sauce. I'll leave the recipe up on the screen. We're just going to get our chops into this bag. Make sure they got plenty of room. Gonna pop our gloves off and just take our marinade and dump it over them. Make sure all those seasonings get in there. Try to get as much of the air out as you can. That way that marinade surrounds those pork chops and gets as much contact as we can. And just move them around, make sure everything's covered, and we're going to stick these in the fridge. We want them to go at least 2 hours. Overnight wouldn't hurt either, but at least 2 hours. So we've got our pork chops out of the marinade. We're going to go ahead and get our seasoning on them. We're going to start with the uglier side first. You can see how it's got where we've cut and how that side looks a little more pretty. So we're going to start with that side first. Just give it a light coat of oil to all of them. And we're just using our original barbecue rub. You can use whatever rub you like on a pork chop. It would work fine. Especially with the pineapple, I like these sweeter rubs. It seems to complement it more than like a steakhouse rub would. And we're just going to flip these over and give the same treatment to the top side. Oil them up just to help that rub stick. Hit them with the barbecue rub. We'll let these hang out on the counter here for a little bit while we go and get our grill fired up. We're going to be cooking this recipe on the Weber Kettle. You can follow along on any grill. So we're going to start with a chimney full of royal oak charcoal. We've got a couple of wax starter cubes we're going to get our charcoal chimney started with. Let those get good and hot. We're going to dump them in to get a 2-zone fire going on. And once these are good and hot, we dump them out. We'll put about a half a load of charcoal unlit on top of that to let the temps come up good and hot. Once our chimney of lit coals is ready to dump, I'm going to dump them off to one side. Add a little bit of the unlit right on top. Add 1 chunk of cherry wood. Get your grate with your grill grates in place. For this cook, we're running the vents on the bottom wide open, and we're going to open our top vent wide open. We do have our top vent on our cool side, so it flows up from the heat and across and back on out. So we're going to check our grill here. We're going to go on our hot side. We're looking for above 500 degrees. You see we're at 520, 500. That's right where we want to be. Got a little cooking spray here. We're just going to oil up our grates. We're going to get our pork chops on here. And we're going to go the flat side down first. Put them on there at a little bit of an angle. A little press down. Same thing with that one. And another one over here. We're going to set our timer for 2 minutes. And we're going to give them a twist. Alright, our first 2 minutes is up. Stop our timer. We're going to give these pork chops a twist. Come in here right underneath of them. Give them a little twist, another little press down. Another 2 minutes. 4 total minutes. We're going to give our pork chops a flip. Hopefully we got some good grill marks going on. Come in underneath here. Look at those. The same thing for all of them. Set a timer for another 2 minutes, and we'll give them one last twist, and we'll get them over to the cool side. All right, we've had 6 minutes now. I'm gonna go ahead and just take a peek at the internal temperatures just to see what we're working with. We're still down about 100 degrees. We're gonna take these off at about 140. So we're gonna give them a twist here. One final twist before we get them onto the cool side. All right, get the lid back on, let them go for another 2 minutes. We've had 8 total minutes here. We're gonna get another temperature check just to see what we're working with. We're gonna check all of them. The smaller one, he might be closer to done. He's up to 133, so he's almost getting done. 126, 24, 23. So we're gonna get these over to the cool side, let them finish out. We're gonna keep a close eye on that internal temperature to make sure we nail our doneness. So now that they're over on the cool side, we're gonna get our glaze applied to them so that can start to set in. And all we did for this glaze, just take our original barbecue sauce, use any barbecue sauce that you like, and we just mixed it with some pineapple juice. I would say about 70-30 barbecue sauce to pineapple. Helps to thin it down a little bit, and it's going to really add to that pineapple flavor. Just get a good glaze on them. And while they're finished cooking, that'll set and it'll be all nice and sticky. Because we're going to give our pork chops a temperature check to see what we're working. Looking for 140. 138, 39, that's going to hit 140. There it is. That one's right on the money with it. So I'm going to call these, they're done. We're going to get them inside to rest, and we're going to get our pineapple prepped up and ready for the grill. So we've got our pineapple cut up here. All we did was slice the pineapple after we peeled it and cut the middle out. We're going to season with just a real light sprinkle of the barbecue rub on both sides. Give them a flip. That's all they take and they're ready for the grill. So cooking pineapple on the grill is really easy. Just get a good fire going. All I did was move the grill grates from the hot side over to the cool side just so it's not so much direct heat. And these are really about 30 seconds aside. That's all they take. We're gonna do 15, give them a twist, and then 15 and give them a flip and repeat that same process. All right, 15 seconds there. Make sure you always cook extra because these are always popular if you have them. Quick little twist. And another 15. All right, 30 seconds total. Give these guys a quick flip. Just looking to brown it up a little bit, get a little bit of that grill flavor. Come back on there if he falls off. All right, 15 more seconds. All right, we're gonna give our final twist here in 15 more seconds. All right, so a minute total time. These pineapple are done. Just get them right back in our pan here. We'll get them ready for our pork. All right, so we've got everything in off the grill. Our pork chops are rested for about 10 minutes. Before we build these pork chops, we're gonna go through what we did. We started with a pork loin, just a boneless pork loin, and cut it into about 4-inch sections. We butterflied that out so it laid flat and made a big, thick pork chop. We got that in a marinade, put it in the fridge for a couple hours, let it hang out, brought it off the fridge, patted it dry, and put our seasoning on it, just with the original barbecue rub that we have. You can use any seasoning you want. Just make sure it's a good sweet rub, in my opinion, that goes well with the pineapple. While that was hanging out here on the counter, we went and got our Weber kettle fired up. You can use any grill, just set it up for a 2-zone fire. We got our grill grates over our hot side and made sure they were above 500 degrees before we seared these pork chops on there. Put a little chunk of cherry on there for a little wood smoke flavor. When we seared our pork chops, we did 2 minutes with a twist and then another 2 minutes. We gave it a flip and did the same process. If they weren't up to temperature, go ahead and move them over to that cool side. That's what it's there for. Let them finish out. We pulled them off at 140 degrees. They're going to carry over to about 145. While they were resting, we went and got our pineapple prepped up, got that ready for the grill, got that on there. 30 seconds aside. If you want to do a twist, do 15, 15, give it a flip, repeat that. Go ahead and bring it in. Again, let the pork chops rest for about 10 minutes. I'm going to show you how to build these. We're going to move a couple of these to the side. And it's really simple. Just take your pork chop with that sauce on there. All you're going to do is just stick some pineapple right on top of it. Again, make sure you save a couple of pineapples for eating. That's as simple as that. So we're going to cut into these. As you can see, it's all the way done. Still got some juice and moisture left in there. We'll cut us off a piece here. Make sure we get some of that pineapple in there. Some of the pork chop. I want equal parts for me. The pork gets a lot of good flavor from that marinade. That pineapple juice really helps tenderize it too. The rub really comes through. Good balance of sweetness and heat. The sauce is just an added step. And who doesn't love grilled pineapple? I mean, that is one of the best things that you can put on the grill. Thank you for checking out this week's video. We hope you enjoyed it. Be sure to like and subscribe to the channel. Hit the bell so you don't miss any of our videos. Check us out on all our other social media outlets, Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram, and we'll see y'all next time.